Hi, so today we are looking at lesson 7, which is the seventh rotational quantity that I'm going to introduce you to. And this has to do with any object that is rotating. And when I'm talking about rotating, there are two possible ways that something can rotate. So I've got this big ball here. So one is called spinning. So that means the object is rotating about its center of mass. The other one is called orbital motion, when the whole object moves, like the Earth going around a sun, around a common center. So there is what's called orbital motion, and there's what's called spin motion. So just like when we did linear motion, anything that's moving has got linear momentum. In the same way, anything that's rotating, whether it's spinning or orbiting, has got what we call angular momentum. So today's lesson is about angular momentum. Now for linear momentum, the formula that we have is linear momentum is mass times velocity. So linear momentum depends on mass and velocity. So the mass equivalent for rotational motion is rotational inertia, so your I, and the rotational equivalent for velocity is angular velocity. So L, which is the symbol for angular momentum, is equal to I times omega, and this holds good only for spinning objects. Objects that are orbiting is at a constant distance from its center. So that the formula is a bit different, and you have a second formula where L equals mvr. Now the unit for angular momentum is easily remembered if you just put in the units for m and v and r. M is measured in kilograms, v is measured in meters per second, and r, the radius, is in meters. So if you put all those together, you end up with the unit for rotation for angular momentum, and that is kilogram meter squared per second. So that's all for today's lesson. It's really short. So the only thing to do with today's lesson is to be able to apply the formula, but you just need to identify, is the object spinning or is it orbiting? So there are a few questions on angular momentum in your pink booklets. Where is the pink booklets? I can't find it now. It's somewhere. And we just need to work through that. It's very straightforward. There's only 2 or 3 questions. So that's your task, to work through those questions. And if you have extra time and you haven't finished the questions from the previous session, which was lesson 6 on torque and acceleration, because there's a whole lot of, I think, 7 questions there, and the last couple of them were a bit tricky, so just make sure you've understood that as well. So that's today's task, and not much more to go for rotational motion, just a couple of lessons and we'll be all done. So bye for now.